Okay, welcome back, everyone. It's Enrico. I'm Signal, powered by the Mighty Team Alliance. And we're going to continue on our talk about Enrico's riffs, right? When we left off, I let you know what Enrico's riffs were, how actually you can find them, and what to do when you do find them, and all the four scenarios that can happen anytime you reach in Enrico's riffs. Now, this is enough right here, as I said, for you to be profitable in the market. It's enough for you to get profitable if you know what price action is. If you know your price action, you're sweet, right? That's how I work it. That's how I know. That's how I've done 10, 20, 30, 50 trades in a row. Actually, my record is 73 trades in a row, and it was just broken by my brother Mark Fuller. He might have did about 100 something, almost 200 maybe trades in a row. So he has the record now, but I will come back for the crown eventually. But right now, we're just moving slowly but surely. So the way to do that is with these Enrico's riffs, because it's letting you know what the big money is doing. It's giving you a little forecasting ability. And then you use your price action to actually pick direction, right? So what I'm saying is that anytime there's an Enrico's riffs, anytime there's a line like an Enrico's riff in the market, right? Whether you buy or sell below it, that riff right there is like really a stop. So whether you win or lose on the trade, fact is that the amount you lose, your risk is very low compared to what you can win. All right. So we know that not every Enrico's riff is going to reverse or even be relevant in the market. And since you don't know price action, I want to help you along with this, right? So enough of these riffs will be relevant in the market so you can trust them when they occur. And you can use the price action surrounding it, and any knowledgeable trader, they're going to have a high probability opportunity with that, definitely. Well, I don't care what you're trading. I don't care if you're trading your 401k, right? You're trading your 401k and you got and it's on and you chart it. This is going to be a high probability opportunity for you. All right. I know many novice old traders alike will look at what I'm showing you. They'll first say, oh, this is just old support and resistance zones. And in a way, they're being short-sighted, but they're correct. They're totally correct, though. But if the losing trader would look at things just a little bit deeper, she would see like the simple truth that the market prints every day. Like, though we see these support and resistance zones, not everyone knows how to actually trade them. It's pretty simple as that, obviously, because everyone sees the same things on the charts and most people lose, right? These points of interest, Enrico's riffs. That's what I call them, all right? These points of interest are called Enrico's riffs. So when you hear me talk about it on the training, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, all right? Other traders, they might call this support resistance zones, and other traders most likely will have, different names for it, just like there's names for everything. And none of those names are all as important. The important part is the event and the reaction that the market has to the event, not the names given to it by any trader, right? So now we'll give you another piece of this puzzle. I know this is a lot. However, this is all simple once you get familiar with it. Once you get familiar with it, you're going to do a lot of it almost in your head. And it's not going to be like writing down a lot of it, right? It's going to be almost in your head. But let me tell you, no matter how you slice the pie up, this Enrico's rifts, these support zones, they are persistent. And one of the problems that people will have because they come on different levels and they're persistent on different levels is, well, which one of these are going to be the strongest? Because not everyone could be the strongest, right? I mean, we got a couple, we got a zone here, zone here, zone there, we got a line here, line here, line here. But how is that going to work? Which ones should I just count on? Because you're saying that they're mostly all good. So which one? And like I'm saying here, this is an ongoing decision-making process, man. You gotta kind of know your price action and learn it, right? So determining which Enrico's rifts hold and which will not, you definitely just got to know market behavior. Being able to read the price action will allow me to gauge the strength of which one of these is really going to hold. And I understand. The thing is, that's the biggest area. That's the biggest weakness. The biggest weakness that the traders have. They don't understand price action. So because of that, I'm going to give you some secondary information quickly that might help you. Like, you could go into learning more about this, but I think this secondary part of this will help you. There's an author and trader named Don Snellgrove, and he talks about these same resistance and support lines that I do. He calls them another name, and he doesn't call them Enrico's rifts. He has his own name for them, but they're essentially the same thing. As I said, these rifts in the market, traders do definitely count on them because they definitely work. What he adds is a time zone, a time component to them. So what he does is that, suppose you're looking at your chart on a 5-minute chart, right? He will find the Enrico's rifts on the 15-minute or the hourly chart also. And those rifts that occur on more than one price level, we're looking for those to be stronger than the ones that only appear on one price level. Because just because an Enrico's rift appears on the 15-minute chart, it might not appear on the hourly chart, or it might not appear on the 5-minute chart. Just because it appears on the 5-minute chart doesn't mean it'll appear on the hourly chart, but it might appear on the, the 4-hour chart. So these Enrico's rift don't always just line up in every single market. So when you see it line up in more than one market, it makes the point of reference, the point of interest, even stronger, especially when it lines up with some type of magical number. So those times we can definitely look for a reversal. And these are things you can look for without knowing any price action. That's why I'm giving you this information. This is time compression analysis, right? I performed some of this earlier, and my results were good. I did it myself, so the results are good. I like the way it performed. I got a video on here, so you can get to it. I'll leave the link on here somewhere, or you could just go into my YouTube video. On here somewhere be the link to my YouTube videos, and you'll see this actual time compression analysis that I did. For the shorter term binaries, I got chewed up a little bit on the shorter terms, to tell you the truth. The shorter terms, and when I say shorter terms, I'm talking about under 5-minute binaries, like 2 minutes, 1 minute. I have to get the timing right on that. On the longer term binaries, as I said, 5 minutes and up, especially on Nadex, that's what I do. So my results on that are, stellar. They're exemplary on that, right? So we are all good with that. We're actually showing you that all that I do on my platform is used in any other platform, because everything is based on actually price action, what the price is actually doing, right? So I'm not going to spend too much more time explaining the whole time compression thing, but what I am doing is locating the support and resistance zones, like I told you, on the higher time frames, and seeing if they match up on the lower time frames. Pretty basic stuff that, like I said, you can do without learning any types of price action, and it will help you out immensely, right? I noticed a whole bunch of information. That's why in the time compression analysis, I left you with some videos, and I didn't go too crazy with it because I know it's a lot. But all this stuff is really basic information. And you need to do this to start being consistent in the market. And it doesn't matter which market you're in. Doesn't matter, right? But right now I'm going to stop because I'm going to attempt to sell you now on ways to make this transition from a trader that's kind of like just treading water into just being just a more consistent, profitable trader. Just that simple, right? And I believe, it's my belief, my opinion, after trading and training, many people, I believe there are like two ways you can go about this. And now that you have all the pieces of the puzzle, like I put the pieces of the puzzle together, and if you use them, they are going to work, right? If you can comment me, question me, send me some information that show me otherwise that it does not work, right? I know this simple way of seeing the market, it's made me 100 times more accurate, right? And I'm a dozen times more profitable than I ever was. And I've been profitable at other times in the market, right? So with this above information, constant study, you just keep studying this. Almost anyone, trade on any platform with no indicators, just the charts, that's all you're going to do. You're going to be good. You're going to be fine. The bigger problem, though, is that traders don't even know any price action behavior, really. They get locked into some numbers or some type of system strategy or something, like looking at something, and that'll put them in a trade. And that's the biggest problem, that all that stuff usually lags behind what the price is actually doing. And as I explained to you in video number 1, that we're already lagging behind when we see the price. So any type of indicator even puts us even further behind, right? And this will lead you to take like a lot of frustrating trades, and that'll definitely crack your confidence in both yourself and in the instructions, the strategy you're using. And once you're scared, a scared trader, you don't make no money. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna blow it all. So there's only like 2 ways to become confident in the market, and that is study, practice, lose. Practice, study, lose. Practice, study, lose. Lose, lose, practice, study, study, practice, lose. See what I'm saying? You can do that, or you can bypass a lot of that lose stuff and a lot of the study, or somewhat, by just following a qualified trader to show you the habits of the profitable trader. But the thing about it is, it's not going to be just parameters and numbers that's going to make you profitable. I'm telling you, it's going to be mad mental shit, how you look at the market. It's all mentality, because you're always trading against yourself. And right now, if you don't know what that means, you don't know what that means. And I'm assured that you will continue to lose money, right? Because most likely you don't even know where the losers in the market are, or the winners. So trading is not for everyone. It's a small percentage of the people that will, just not have the emotional maturity or the temperament they need to just keep on winning. That said, there's also a huge amount of people that just fail because they don't have good habits. And that's something that, you can control your habits, your emotions. Really it's different between, just studying a bunch of information by yourself alone. That's different than like watching someone actually do it in front of you, and then you're able to ask a question about what was done. If you just think about school, I don't know how you did, how does school work? You know how it goes. The people that learn well with a bunch of information piled on you, most people don't learn like that with just here's the information. You really do better when a teacher sits down and explains it, they demonstrate it, they make you do it over and over and over again, right? That's when you actually learn. Like I had a math teacher when I was in junior high school, gave more homework than anyone, and was the strictest teacher. She would make you do so much math and make you write it in your book, like your math journal. She would have we would do a math journal every day with the subject, and she would make you do everything the way she wanted you to do it. She would write it on the board, and you would have to put it in the book, your notebook, your composition book, just the way she wrote it on the board, and do it all the time. But the fact is, I still remember math that way, and I can't even look at math no other way. And I kind of fell in love with math later on because that became an easy subject for me because of all the groundwork that I put in. I know most people don't want to put in the groundwork, even though that would work, that when you sat down with someone qualified and just did it over and over and over again, that would actually be your quickest way to be independent in the market. And that's what I actually really want. I actually want to build a team of 1,000 profitable traders, but independent traders, right? I want to be associated and being a testimonial that you did do it and that I helped you do it, or that I showed you something that helps you progress. But I want you to be able to do it independently, right? So obviously someone helping you along with it is the most common sense. But from the start, we talked about common sense. And like Granddaddy said, common sense ain't so common. So a majority of the people will have what we call the scarcity mindset, right? They want something. Everybody wants something for the least amount, right? And of course, that's just the way people are, right? The scarcity mindset. They think the least they put out there, the more they can get, the better it's going to be. But they always forget about quality and time, because quality and time goes into the value equation. They believe they saving some money. But anyway, for those traders that do want to go that route, want to do this alone, and you figure that, well, I'm close already, and if I just do a little bit studying on the information you gave me, I'm going to be good. Because like I said, the information that I already gave you, if you're right there already, you're good right now. All right? I'm just going to give you a word of caution with you. Right? I'm just going to leave you 2 links below. I know how traders are. No matter how many times you tell them to just use and practice on the demo, they want to go live because that's what traders do. Trading, and it's tricky because they'll make you think you're ready before you are, excuse me. So I'm going to give you 2 links, and they're going to be below. They're going to be to 2 platforms that I use to take $2 trades. And normally trades, $50 and up or whatever. But I use these 2 platforms to take $2 trades, and I only use them for practice. I don't place large amounts of money into these platforms, and I only just use them to perfect the skills that cause when I'm itching, I be itching sometimes to bet for real, because that's what traders want to do. They want to trade and bet. They want to bet real money. So I get it out of my system with these $2 trades right there, right? As I always say, practice makes perfect, and trust me, it's better to lose like a $2 trade by 1 micro pip than a $100 trade on like Nadex or somewhere. The win still adds up for you emotionally though. So using a $2 platform, you could take an account like to $50 or $100 starting from $2, right? And that's a real display of skill. You do that, you like, oh, I'm really nice, right? And then you could take that $100 and trade at Nadex, continue winning, and all this is starting from $2, right? You can't beat that. And it's important to me to show what you can do on small levels, because that's where you need to start at instead of on a big level. Everyone wants to show thousands, oh, that. But none of that really helps you, because if you can't do it on a small level and take a little bit and grow it into a big amount, what you think you're going to take a big amount and make it a big amount? No, it doesn't work like that. Things don't work like that. And so this is the start of reality for most people. And I want to give it to you like it is, and have you be able to participate and do and grow and progress in trading without, losing everything. But I've done it before. Lost everything. Everything. When I say everything, I'm talking about just everything. So yeah, I can give you crazy war stories on learning how these markets work. So, okay, for those of you that are not looking for a bunch of shortcuts and you just finally want to learn how to trade properly and you want to be profitable in the markets, this is what I'll be doing. I'm be trading live with about 25 new students. It's a follow me service, I call it. So you're going to sit down with me and you're going to see exactly how I trade. I do a screen share. And when I'm on the charts, you can watch, you can ask questions, and you can take the same trades I do. I usually get on the charts about three, 4 times a day, different times. I'm not always even trading. I'm just looking at the market, right? Because I personally don't do a lot of trading. I don't trade a lot because the smart way, the common sense way, is to just take the best trades that come. And the best trades that come are not coming all day. All right, but that's part of the mentality. So you watch me, you'll be able to ask any questions you want. And also, I will be taking trades on there, and I will be recommending trades. So if I see a trade come up, I might not personally be in it, but I recommend a trade for you to get into. All right? Or maybe you're on the training and you're with the service, and you're just, Enrico, I just need to trade, or whatever. I can show you a decent trade at the time if there is one, and then we'll be working with different platforms. So this won't be so platform dependent. I know that I do the 5-minute binaries crazy, but I still do other platforms also just as well. All right, so I want to go through a lot of that with you, show you how that you can use the same information I just gave you, and we're going to be using that to run the market. And like I said, I'm starting with just 25 new students. My objective is 1,000 to train 1,000 students. We're starting with 25. All right. It's called IMtheSIGNAL Live. You see that data on there. I got the BT Online, one of the $2 platforms, and Oando, regular Forex platform, right? And we're going to get to all these platforms, right? We're not going to do them all at the same time every day, of course, but the principles that and the practice that we will be doing will go towards trading any of them, all right? I'm also going to make sure you're going to have access to me personally, right? So I'm going to answer questions promptly, that type of thing. I know with a lot of this industry, everyone is behind the scenes a lot, and lets just things run. I'm kind of more upfront, out there, and want to be accountable for a lot of things. If I take a bad trade and it goes bad and you lose money, I mean, it happens. It happens. You know what I'm saying? I am not a robot. I am the signal, not a robot, right? But I'll beat your robots too, most of them, because most of the robots that are made out there, how do you think most of them are even made, or how do you even think people even get them? They're cheaply made. They don't. Oh yeah. That's not what I didn't want to go into that, but I'm pretty sure there's been times when you're trading though, when you've had like winning streaks and then like poof, it just goes away, right? And a lot of times these areas where coaching and mentorship will really help you. Just like if you're a golfer or a bowler, they have coaches. People just be like, look, your form is a little off here. This is off here. This is why you're winning. This is why you're losing. So forth and so on. All right. And like I said, I'll also be in there taking trades on all the platforms so you can see also, right? Okay. So got this link on there for you. I'll make sure that it's on this page, right? And you'll be able to jump on there with me. You'll be able to jump on this monthly. It's going to be a monthly subscription service. The price of this right here is at $70 for the month right here. And we'll just do what we do. We're going to be winning winning trades. The price, it gotta be blood. Like this is not a price I just tossed out there. This price is kind of based on what I actually believe that you'll be able to profit, right? So I'm believing in my mind that you're going to be able to make more than your monthly cost you in this, all right? And I want to make this where eventually you don't have to depend on what I'm doing. You know what's going on for yourself, right? And you're able to go out there and the information that you spread will be relevant and real in the market because you learned it from a person that showed you what was actually reality in the market and not just a crock of silliness. All right. So you learned a lot today. Learned a lot here. Your head might look like this guy's, or it might feel like this guy's, right? You learned exactly how to find Enrico's rifts in the market. You know where to look for high profit, high probability points of interest in the market. You know where to put your stops in the market. You know risk rewards. You got $2 spots where you can practice all this. All right. And you got me. So that's a lot. That's a lot. So all this depends on how fast you want to be profitable in the market, right? Just like this trading and life. It's all just risk reward attached to every choice. And best you can do is just choose wisely with the information you got, right? So if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, of course, I'd love to hear from you. Below, this is all my contact information, right? You got any of these ways to contact me. Try them out. You'll definitely get me on one of them. All right. So it's Enrico Janko. Hopefully you got some real value out this, and let me know. Let me know, right? And don't forget you can join the Follow Me service. Join the Follow Me service with me, and you'll be trading right along with me. All right. So I'm Enrico Janko. I'm the Signal, and we're powered by the mighty Team Alliance.